Hey YouTube, what's going on? Crispy Critter 23 here. I'm going to go ahead and do another review on my latest AR-15 build. This build, if you guys remember my first build, this build here is not as fancy, not as nice, and doesn't cost as much as my first build. If you see my video, this rifle here was my first build. This rifle here, pretty nice. Cost me a little bit over $600 to build this entire rifle. And I love the way it came out. It's very accurate. And this one here is my budget build. Now, when I say budget build, I seriously mean budget build. I'm going to go ahead and I'll get started explaining all the parts and everything I purchased on this thing. Nothing too fancy. Basic UTG red dot. I didn't get an EOTech or an aim point or anything like that, because right now I cannot afford it. But the UTG works just the same and just as good as any of the other ones, and I love it. It's spot on. No issues at all. So, what I have here is a basic A2 birdcage compensator, 14.5-inch barrel. I have yet to get it pinned and welded like it's supposed to be to make it legal. I'm really not in a rush to do so since I'm not out flashing this rifle around, but I will get that done. And I'll also get the bullet button to make it California compliant. Okay? Alright, so let's take a look at this baby. Now, when I say basic, I mean basic. I didn't do anything fancy to this thing. I didn't throw any fancy Magpul stuff on there, which I will be though. However, I'm going to be putting this on, this Magpul pistol grip, to replace this standard basic pistol grip here. A free float 12-inch Monstrum tactical rail that I paid $45 for from a recent gun show that came to town. I did buy a flashlight holder to throw this Surefire that I had laying around the house on. Knights Armament grip here. That was free from a buddy of mine. And the standard butt stock from Palmetto State Armory. And butt stock buffer tube, buffer spring, and all that good stuff as well. Okay. Aries Armor lower receiver. I have an upper receiver that I bought off of Brownells. And you can see it's chipping a little bit because I didn't bother to Cerakote this lower like I did my lower receiver on my other AR-15. I spray painted this sucker black. Okay? This rifle is cleared out. I should have did a function check at the beginning. It's cleared out just so you all see. I'm going to go ahead and send the bolt home. Okay? Alright. Palmetto State Armory upper parts kit. Ejection port cover. Springs, rods. Came with the trigger and all that stuff for the lower parts as well. Okay? Now, a lot of these parts I already had laying around the house to make this build. Some of the things I did to save money is the barrel. The barrel, 14.5 inches, came with an A-frame on it. Now, I know you guys are wondering how the heck did you get that free flow on there with the A-frame and all that stuff on the barrel. Well, shout out to Mr. Guns and Gear. After watching his video on shaving the front sight, I finally built up the courage to go in my garage, get out my Dremel and my grinder, and grind down the front sight to make a low profile gas block. It was my first time doing it, and it turned out pretty well, I think. You can barely see it in there, right in there, but it turned out pretty well, and this free float handguard fit right over it perfectly. I did that because I didn't have the money to spend on a $50, $60 gas block. So I went ahead and, tested it out, tried it out, and it worked. It works just fine. For any of you guys that are thinking about probably trying to, build a budget rifle and you don't have the money to buy a gas block, or maybe you have a barrel that's $150 and the gas block you want is $50 or $60, and then there's another barrel with the A-frame attached for $100. Buy that barrel, grind down the A-frame, and there you have a barrel and a low-profile gas block. Okay? I bought some sights. Well, one sight. This front sight here is a UTG front sight. Zeroed it. It works good. And I have this USMC Knights Armament rear sight that I got from a buddy of mine. This thing also has elevation adjustments. If you can see there. See if I can get a good picture on it. I don't know if you can see those numbers there, but this thing goes all the way up to about 600 yards for elevation, and you can adjust for windage. Okay, It also co-witnesses with this UTG red dot accurately, so it's a pretty nice rifle, pretty nice build. I'll go ahead and give you a price estimate. Altogether, minus the parts that I already had, I spent probably about $150 on this rifle. I already had a lot of these parts, like the pistol grip, the buttstock, the tubes, the springs, forward assist. I had the charging handle, I had the bolt carrier group and everything like that already. So all I really had to spend money on, oh, and I had the barrel. All I really had to spend money on was the rail itself, and the sights actually. You know, and the upper and lower receivers. And these were pretty cheap. $50. I bought a blemished one from Aries. $55 for the upper, with the military discount from Brownells. And voila, there you have it. There you have it, a basic budget rifle. You know, and like I said, if you're thinking about grinding down a A-frame to make a low profile gas block to save money, go ahead and try it out. I tried it my first time. I was nervous, I won't lie to you. I didn't think mine was going to turn out looking as nice as the ones I saw on people's YouTube videos, but it actually turned out pretty well. You know, you get you a grinder, you grind that sucker down, you get you a Dremel to try to clean it up and, you know, even it out, smooth it out, and then you get a little blue it, and it looks fantastic. I wish I could take this rail off right now and show you guys. Probably should have took a picture of it before I did it, but it looks great. So there you have it, guys. My budget AR-15 build right there. And I'll be doing another video on my AR-10 build. So please leave comments, some critiques, maybe if I missed something or whatever, something I could add, just let me know. I really appreciate it. I appreciate criticism. I'm telling you, I really do. I appreciate it. Constructive criticism, I appreciate it. So check it out. Tell me what you guys think. There's my build. My M4, so to speak, if you will. 14.5-inch barrel with the compensator making it 16 inches. 12-inch free float rail. Nothing fancy on this thing. Just your basic AR-15. So thanks guys for watching.